hello to the newest member of the collective. May the privilege fall. That's code. Don't forget it.
The CIA have a list of enemies they consider untouchable.
Take a look at that file.
Miro Lundell, notorious human trafficking kingpin, basically untouchable.
So is he?
Can I come in? I'm new.
I don't know you.
What do you want to know? Work for the DA. You watch enough guilty people walk free, and eventually you want to go out there and take care of them yourself.
The collective are getting close to finding us.
Want the collective dead. Dead.
Found him.
I'll send some guys.
We speak for the innocent. Judge, jury, and executioner.
Let's make him fall.
We have a problem.
That's well done.
We're in a league of our own.
You blew up my house, Sam.
It happens.
Boom, there you go. That was the trailer for The Collective, hitting digital theaters everywhere on August 4th on demand. It's your boy Kuya P. This is Nerds Rule the World. And as you see on the screen, I have a special guest, the director of The Collective, Tom DeNucci. How are you, sir?
I'm doing terrific today, man. I can't wait to talk about this movie.
Excellent. Well, I want to know all the things. I literally just got done watching it earlier today. Got that sneak preview access. Thank you for that. How did this come together? Where did this germ of an idea happen? As a filmmaker myself, I always love getting that nitty gritty of where these seeds germinate and then it comes to fruition, like this project I have right behind me.
Well, you know, I had never done a straight up traditional action movie before. And I had done some horror movies. I had done some crime dramas. And I've been a kind of genre bender. And then I got a call from longtime collaborator, producer Richard Switzer. He said, Tommy, I got this script called The Collective. It's an action movie, but there are some horrifying things that happen in it. And there's a little bit of crime too. So it was one of those things where I read it and I immediately was like, oh, wow, it's an action movie, but it's got all of the ingredients that I've cooked with before. So it was fun for me to say, all right, well, how can I take the ingredients that I've used before and make a whole new dish that I haven't quite made yet? And that ended up becoming The Collective. So I really loved a lot of the elements in the movie right off the bat when I read the script. I love the fact that it was a straight up action movie that drives forward, doesn't get caught up in any convoluted subplots. There's no romance. There's no girl at the end of the movie that he has to save. It's just all about the mission. And I was up for that.
Straightforward and to the point. I'm up for that as well, Tom. I love it. All right. And I'm going to be straight up about this one. The first thing that grabbed my attention, especially after I saw the trailers, were this amazing cast. I know you're an actor as well, outside of getting behind the camera. You have a festival of riches here with Don Johnson, Tyrese, Ruby Rose, Lucas Till, and I'm a wrestling fan, Mercedes Varnado. What? Can you tell me about the casting on this?
My fellow wrestling fan, we could give the secret handshake. I am also a big mark from way back. This cast is something else, man. You know, I grew up loving action figures. In fact, I still collect them and I never grew up. So to me, making this movie with this cast, it was like being a little kid in my backyard playing with G.I. Joes, only now the G.I. Joes are alive and life-sized. It was fantastic. And like you said, working with Mercedes was terrific because here's the deal that non-wrestling fans don't realize. Mercedes is probably on a short list, if not the best, one of the best top 5 female wrestlers in the planet, on the galaxy. So rarely in life do you get a chance to watch one of the best in the world do what they do. And I know what you're thinking. Well, this is a movie. It's not wrestling. Yeah, but she kicks a lot of ass in this movie. And there's a lot of fight coordinating and fighting. And it's really the same principles of wrestling because we want it to look violent. We want it to look nasty. But at the end of the day, no marks on the faces. Everybody's safe. And so it was amazing to work with her. And yeah, just a privilege, man.
Yeah, I love it. You'll get no argument argument from me on Sasha, aka Mercedes. I love her. My daughter was actually her cosplay contest, Halloween cosplay contest champion one year, and
That's
sent her
awesome.
all the messages and love. So I love that. But Lucas Hill, I've seen him in a lot of works. He's our lead in this, working alongside Tyrese. Tell me, casting these leads and what they brought to the table in regards to delivering this story within the collective.
Well, working with Lucas was really cool because, again, like Lucas was cast by the production company. He was kind of already a part of this project when I got on. So I was very excited to work with him. And one of the things that I kind of noticed and was not surprised, but excited about, you read the script, man, there's a lot of action. And you say to yourself, geez, whoever plays this Sam character, you better know a thing or two about using his hands. You know what I mean? You got to do a lot of fighting in this movie. And Lucas shows up day one to our fight coordinating session with our stunt coordinator, Anthony. And I was just so pleased to see he's a natural athlete. He knows how to throw a punch. He knows how to kick. He's done Brazilian jiu-jitsu. He's trained martial arts. He's a hell of an athlete. And it was really nice to see that because, obviously, like, we want this to look authentic. So I can't say enough great things about Lucas just as a person. We get a chance to also kind of bond, and he's a gamer. We get to play a little bit of Call of Duty together. Sometimes when you can like, hey, we're all in the same hotel. Hey man, we're gonna play tonight. You want to join us? We'll play have a couple hours of this little session. It's a nice chance to bond outside of the movie, so that when you get on set, we already got a little rapport, and we're in this together. And also, man, he's got this. He's the classic baby face, to use a wrestling term. He's a hero. He's got this gentlemanly quality to him, but at the same time, he's got that look in his eyes where it's like, if you mess with him, he's gonna kick your ass, and he can kick your ass. So I love the kind of duality that Lucas brings to the table.
Yeah, that quiet assertiveness. Tyrese Gibson, kind of like the mentorish character in a way at first, without spoiling anything. Was he already on board, and what was that like to interact with? He's a legend, if you will, in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I mean, no question about it. Grew up watching those movies, watching Tyrese kind of got a chance to see Tyrese become a star, from like doing a Pepsi commercial to becoming a massive action star. I mean, I still remember being a kid and, seeing like all the ads that he would do. He's a big model, and you'd see him on a billboard or something. And so it's cool to see like where his career has gone. How about the music? Just getting his music career alone is something that people would die to have. So it was amazing to work with him. I love the reality that he brought to set. He was like, look, Tom, I don't want to be doing any 16 hit combo with a spinning back fist. I'm going to walk up to a guy. I'm going to punch him in the face. I'm going to knock him out. Okay. And I was like, I love that. Simple is better. I think some of the mistakes people make are overcomplicating things. And now we've overcomplicated the scene. And now, yeah, it's a great idea, but you didn't execute it quite right. Whereas if you keep it simple, you can smash it, hit it out of the park. And the reality is, not to sound like some tough guy, but I've witnessed a fight or two. Usually 1 or 2 punches, that's all it takes, if you know what you're doing. So Tyrese was all about bringing that level of authenticity to the action.
Very true. I love it. There's an action moment in there, but I don't want to spoil for the people. But it got me excited, again, as a fan of some sports entertainment, if you will, that he interacted with a certain character. But I'll just leave that nugget for people to interact with. I'd love to learn more about how that was, or if you can even talk about it without spoiling anything.
Let's just do it, man. What are you talking about? Pistol puppet?
Well, there's the pistol puppet scene, but also I was not expecting him to interact with a character by the name of Nikita.
Yeah, there's a really great, I don't think this is too much of a spoiler. Hell, I think this would get people want to see it. There's a really great knife fight or two that take place involving Mercedes. You're going to get to see her and her handiwork with a blade. And there's just really great sequences. And there's something about knife fighting where it's like, yeah, we could use guns, but the Nikita character played by Mercedes, a gun's easy. You die right away. Nikita wants to make you suffer. And there's actually even a line in the movie where she stabs a character and says, have fun bleeding out. Where it's like, yeah, I could kill you right now, but what's the fun in that? You're going to die slowly and painfully as you bleed to death for the next 15, 20 minutes. So there's something about knives that just a little scary, a little element of, a little crazy there.
I love that. What was like kind of directing that moment and having them, and I'm sure, you know, Mercedes is up for anything like that, but Tyrese, you know, was he comfortable for that interaction? Was there any kind of coaching that happened along there with that?
You know, again, Tyrese really kind of took to working with Mercedes really well. Mercedes was just so incredible at knowing every maneuver of that fight that I think it kind of Tyrese wanted to kind of rise to the occasion. I mean, I don't want to put words in Tyrese's mouth or thoughts in his mouth, but I'm sure there's a level of him where it's like, okay, he knows this woman can handle herself physically. He's going to want to do the same thing on his end. So I really enjoyed directing the fight between them in particular.
Yeah, that had to be exciting. Man, just watching it, I was like, what? We're having this happen right now? I really enjoyed that moment. So this whole film production, you have this immaculate cast. Again, Ruby Rose, Don Johnson, some of the other names we didn't mention. What was it like on the production side of things? Anything that you learned as a director who's also an actor? I think with every project we gain something new, and there's something we bring to the table that we're going to take on to another production. Can you tell me about any memories or just the actual film production of this?
Well, believe it or not, man, this whole movie was shot in 15 days.
Whoa.
Yeah, we had 3 5-day weeks, and that was it. So I knew that there could be no wasted time on set.
Yeah.
So my prep process was very in depth. I got the script probably about 2 or 3 months before we started shooting. Second I got it, I just got right into it. I had every shot in the movie methodically planned out. So the biggest key, and if any young filmmakers are watching this, never be thinking on set. If you're thinking on set, it's too late. When you're on set, all you're doing is executing. You're taking the plan that you should have already thought up and executing. Now, of course, there's always going to be things that happen that are out of your control, and you got to adjust and you got to be flexible. But for the most part, if you're sitting around set doing this, looking around, being like, where am I going to put this camera? You're already dead. You're already dead. You should have done that already. And I can't stress it enough. When you only have 15 days to shoot all this stuff, there's very little time for decision making. So you just got to make all the decisions in prep, believe in them, and go with it.
Wow. Well said, Tom. I completely agree with that as well. Well, everybody, again, The Collective arrives in theaters, digital, on demand, August 4th. Check it out. You're going to go on a thrill ride like I did. Tom, again, this was such a pleasure. Are there any other things we can hype up where the people can follow you? I'm going to put all the links in the description below as well. And could I have you come back to talk about those things as well?
Brother, you can have me come back anytime. You know, in the last year, I've been really focusing on my YouTube channel, and I have a podcast now. We've been doing it for a year. It's called And Action. It's a filmmaking podcast. And each week on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Eastern, myself and my co-host, Mike Messier, we just go through a particular moment in time in my career. So we'll choose like a movie that I worked on or a movie that I acted in, and I'll just go through it. And I like to turn it upside down and really expose it for like, okay, here are the things that I messed up. Here's what I wish I did better. Here's what we did do pretty good. Here's what you guys can learn from it, you know, and I think that it's fun for the audience because they get to learn something, and it's fun for me because it's almost like having like an unofficial therapy session where I get to like vent about a movie that I worked on. So it's very cathartic for me. But we also talk about, you know, like we'll just do an episode on screenwriting. We'll do an episode on crew care. What are things, easy things you can do to keep your crew happy and motivated. So that's every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Please check out And Action Filmmaking Podcast.
Heck yeah, I think I'm about to do that as soon as I get done with this. I'm gonna like, I'm gonna subscribe, do all the things.
Yes.
Everybody, please show love to my man, Tom DeNucci. Check out The Collective when it arrives in theaters as well as digital on demand on August 4th. This is Kuya P. This is Nerds Rule the World. I'd have to have you back. We're gonna do all the things, man. This is such a pleasure, man.
Get my info and please, I'd be back anytime, brother.
Love it. Tom DeNucci, y'all. Your boy Kuya P. This is Nerds Rule the World.
What's up, Patrick? Love that hat, bro.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it very much. All right. I'm recording on my end. Thank you so much, Danella. Let's have some fun, Tom. Cool.
Let's do it.
All right. I'm gonna count us in. I'm gonna be inserting the trailer right before our talk, and then we'll be coming off of that into our interview.
So now's the time to hit my vape, then, is what you're saying.
There you go. Go at it. All right. All things on. Okay, here we go. In a 1, 2, 3.